Yo, 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 what's going on YouTube? It's your boy Nate the Great coming at you with another live. You already know if you're new to the channel, like, share, comment, and subscribe. To all the returning friends and family, you already know it's peace and blessings. I'm gonna give y'all a little bit of time to tune in case these notifications ain't go out. First things first, TGIF, y'all. Happy Friday to everybody that's pulling in. Happy Friday to everybody. Hopefully everybody got through the day. On the West Coast, y'all still going through the day. Oh yeah, and happy Saturday to all the future babies. Y'all already know what it is. It's all love over here. Riaz, what's going on? I had to do the late chime in with y'all. James, what's going on? The late chime in today. I had a few things I was trying to take care of, even in this terrible weather. For those who live in the city, y'all already know we had flash floods, etc., etc. At one point, they were shutting trains and buses down. So hopefully, everybody was able to still get through their day smoothly, regardless to what. Jess, what's going on, baby? World famous, what's going on? Appreciate everybody that tuned in yesterday for the conversation, and appreciate everybody that tuned in for the music portion. Even though we got interrupted on one, we didn't get interrupted last time. So, and apologies for those. I was trying to find out why in the world my Twitch is not trying to let me stream. I still got to figure that out. And it's crazy because I ain't had this issue before, but now I'm having an issue. So I'm gonna try to get that in motion. I really am going to try to start streaming on it. If not, I might as well just start trying to follow me on Rumble because I'm really about to just skate away from certain things over here. Only because of the restrictions. I don't like restrictions. You know me already. But I appreciate everybody that tuned in for the conversation yesterday. Definitely was a good one. I was supposed to do a live last night, but after the music, I felt that. And for the members, I was again trying to get something done today. They shut down certain things. I wasn't able to move anywhere, so I just did what I had to do over here and kept myself in the crib. But I'm still trying to get y'all some sort of upload. I really want to get to y'all, so just be patient with me, y'all. This whole week in New York has really been it been one of them weeks. We only had maybe one day where we didn't get no type of rain at all. And then right back to the madness. It might be like this to probably tomorrow or Sunday, depending. Again, for those who might have to be out and about in the work field, whatever, hopefully y'all good money. Try to keep yourselves from getting sick. Yeah, it's trying to get cool now. It's starting to feel like fall a little bit. A little bit. Just wanted to chime in with y'all. I wanted to talk about one or two things tonight. And shoot, I did find it a little bit eerie. Um, yeah, my mouth. I forgot. Let me get this right, like I always do. My mouth. I caught a recent video clip, um, and it goes back to what I was saying a couple lives back. Didi, what's going on, baby? There's just some things. Listen, I'm all for, but again, I'm not all for. Again, parents pushing that transitional phases on their kids and that stage of life. Caught a video where the teacher was asking this young girl if she was ready to present her presentation or whatever. Brother, Netta, what's going on, baby? And the funny thing about it is the woman was right. You know, this child is trying to go back and forth with her like war of the words or war of the mind, but in the same token, this lady is experience. Uh, this was what's so funny because you're trying to go back and forth with her about calling you a she when you really are. I don't care if you're trying to go through that quote unquote phase. Not everybody's going to call you by what you being called now. If your name was Stephanie, that's what your name going to be. I don't care if Stephanie is trying to turn into a Sean or y'all trying to turn Stephanie into a Sean. Guess what? The Stephanie will be presented for most people. Sorry. Some are quick to get upset, but at the end of the day, it's only common logic and common sense. Nobody's gonna call you by your new name, knowing darn well we known you or probably people known you for being this person. Just don't work. Meaning, what's going on, baby? And again, listen, I'm all for you making your decisions and doing whatever again when you are a grown up, but there's too many children right now. I'm seeing this video's popping up wild crazy. Like it's too many people trying to push that agenda on their kids now. And I'm reiterating on this again because you really tried to go back and forth with this lady, and the lady was telling you straight up what it was, like without having to get crazy with you or nothing. And this is a problem too. I said about entitlement, especially when it comes to those kids. Some of you parents really got your kids feeling like they that entitled. They entitled to voice their opinion at the wrong times, or they feel like they can say whatever, and the people are supposed to just bow down to that. There are people, men and women, who move logically, so they're not going to be sitting here going by your quote unquote principles and whatever protocols you going by. And she had all rights to still call you by your government because you are a woman, regardless of how much you was trying to look like a boy. You are still a woman. That's another thing with entitlement. So even when it comes down to that situation, I've always felt this: a child is entitled to live a child's life, not have anything pushed on them. Sorry, I don't really don't like that at all because again, we're gonna keep seeing situations like that. There's gonna be a lot of these quote unquote trans kids that are just gonna be trying to go tooth and nail with you until you accept them for who they are. But honestly, you should have accepted yourself for who you are, even if it was against your parents. If you are who you are, you were supposed to remain that way. Sorry, wait, what you want me to tell you? And then again, y'all pushing boundaries and borders because what exactly are you trying to be? Again, make your decisions when you grown, but when you young, it shouldn't be pushed on you. It shouldn't be embedded in your head, and it shouldn't be to the point where, again, I want to be a part of this type of movement. Like you're gonna do this and you're gonna do that. First of all, even if your child is on the other side of the fence, that's up to them when they get to a certain age what they gonna do. And if they decide they're gonna still be as a man and whatever, then so be it. Call me crazy, but I also feel some of y'all just be doing that because you really wish you had the opposite sex from what you have. I'm so that's just my opinion on it. I'm sorry, because a child should be comfortable no matter what it is. Even if a child is knowing what they are or what they're going to be, they shouldn't be forced to do something that's out of the element. And some of y'all trying to even get them to the point of if they already haven't done it in certain situations, you got these kids mangling their bodies for what? So you could be a part of some sort of what movement? Not to be funny, um, there's already a movement for y'all. Again, you are treading dangerous lines and boundaries and parallels when you placing certain things in order. And I know again, some people might not want to even be involved in this. People probably don't want to have this talking conversation. But I will say this because I'm saying this again from a logical standpoint and not no hate. Not no hate at all. The only kind of hate I have is when again you're pushing things on kids and then now you got the kids trying to spew back that rhetoric towards adults, especially adults that's teaching. Again, a kid is not going to, an adult is not going to call you but by what they're going to call you by. See, that entitlement of, yeah, I could be who I want to be, I could say what I want to say, I could feel the way I want to feel, and everybody just has to accept it. No, it's not the way it's going to go because most people are going to bring you back to a humbling reality. And see, it kind of goes back to what I said a while back. If you don't want to be with a girl, prime example. Now I'm saying this for those men over there. If you don't want to be with a girl, why are you trying to be a girl? And vice versa. You women don't want to deal with men, but you're trying to be men on all accounts. That's where the confusion lies in. Again, I know gay, bisexual men and women that are still playing their positions. They ain't trying to go outside of the barriers of being themselves. I know women who are straight lesbian, and guess what? You would never know it because they so damn feminine until they tell you something. They live it in how they supposed to live it. That's where the confusion lies at with me, and it's always lied that way with me. Same thing with trying to say that it's more than two genders when you know it's not. Again, you are spewing things in their head that you know is not factual, not rational at all. I'm from this standpoint again of whatever you was born to be, you was born to be. You was born to be a woman, be a woman. Even if you want to be on that side of the fence, be a real woman. You're a man, same thing. Angela, what's going on, baby? Hopefully we catch you for the music later, baby. If y'all just tuned in, hit the like button. Um, Again, I'm all for different talks and conversations. And some conversations are going to be needed. But at some point, we got to get to the underlying issue and the root on why you keep trying to twist and confuse those. Again, that's even coming behind you. I can tell you right now, there's at least three people I knew from my block. We all came up in the same. No, no, no. I'm a little couple years older than them, but yet and still, they all around near or around the same ages. And I knew all three of them was going to be on their side of the fence from when they was younger. But guess what? They ain't try to put no wigs on. They ain't try to put on no dresses. They ain't try to do certain things that, crosses boundaries. Yeah, I know everybody got their own mind frame and their own sense of whatever. But again, It is about confusing the kids, and that's what a lot of y'all doing. And even to the point of pushing it on the kids and confusing them, that's messing up their psyche. Again, what happens when they get to a certain age and they realize this is what this is not what they wanted. Now, again, as a parent, how are you going to be able to look at yourself when you push that agenda? And again, remember, kids do have resentments of certain things. That could be a resentment that could haunt you for life. And I'm sorry, it's just live your life accordingly. Kids should remain kids. Let them grow and experience life. And when they do get a grand age and decide what they're going to do with their life, then that's on them. You know, can't do nothing else. You know, but again, why support the wrong type of agendas on your kids, and why put it on them? See, and this is where kind of some of this is going to hit too. People say freedoms, 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 right? But in the same token, what freedom or what real anything are you giving these kids? If they don't have free thought, they don't got free speech, free anything. What are we saying? They have to go with it. Yeah, certain conversations I am going to start having at some point again. I think we got to reiterate a few things too. Um, but this is one of them again. What does it say when you are giving the wrong messages? You really love your kids, right? You ain't gonna force nothing on them that you ain't supposed to be forcing on them that wasn't forced on you. If anything, let them live their life and let them make their own decision. I'm sorry, but I really felt bad for that girl only because you really was trying to go, you know, tooth and nail with this lady. And again, she said everything you was trying to say is not logical and it's not possible. You are a woman, so like, come on now. Cruiser, what's going on, baby? And again, listen, if you gonna be what you gonna be when you old enough to be that, I do so. But again, stop pushing that logic and stop pushing that trash on the kids. Stop pushing that on everybody. I'm sorry because it's already been pushed enough to a degree. How much confusion you gonna keep bringing to the kids? There's so many different breakdowns that's going on in society happening right before our eyes, and a lot of us just ain't seeing it. And the ones who are seeing it, we are trying to brace ourselves and trying to at least bring some sort of common order back. We need that. When has it ever been cool to try to push any type of falsehoods or agendas on kids that are coming up? Breeze, what's going on, my guy? I'm sorry, it's not trying to sound funny. And again, I'm not coming from a hateful spot, but I'm coming from a real spot, man. I can ask some of you parents in here right now, how would you feel if they trying to quote unquote make it mandatory, prime example, to learn about certain things these kids don't need nothing to learn about. They still young. And I ain't talking about the teens. I'm talking about they trying to push that even on the babies. You already got 4 states. Plus I heard California might be the 5th one. So what we saying here? While we focusing on a lot of craziness, we ain't focusing on what's really going on and changing right in front of our eyes. Serious, what's going on, baby? I'm sorry, but what are we really saying here? Nah, and that's what I'm saying, Breeze. Look, already you talking about California might be the 5th one to legalize that. So again, listen, how long you think you gonna keep going through the phases? Think about it. It has to be mandatory or you're not passing or whatever the case is. How would y'all feel as parents? Just saying. It's not from a hateful place. But when you are spewing confusion and chaos amongst kids, especially as young, nah. Again, that's where my problem lies at. Again, live your life the way you feel you're gonna live your life. Don't push it on the kids to the point where they even believe in what you're telling them. Again, when they do come to that point of realization that they might not even want to have gone this far, so on and so forth, for some people it'd be too late. And for others, they gotta retransition or detransition back to some sort of normalcy. See, and they'll say is it, oh, you're born like that. No, you're not. It's still a choice in life. Everything up to a certain age with you is a choice. I feel you, Breeze, because again, it's like you trying to push that all around the world, in my opinion, but that shouldn't be something that's mandatory that they learn or they don't pass or they don't get that passing. That's cloning. Again, what freedom are you giving them? Like, man, my scalp hurt. It's already this early and my scalp hurt, y'all. My bad. It's already hate and everything else being pushed in the world, but then now you trying to push that confusion into their heads too. Saying like it's really time to open that third eye for a lot of y'all, because this world is getting real crucial and wicked to a degree. And again, for some people, it should never be you targeting the kids in the first place. On any level, you targeting the kids, that's a mess up right there. Again, you messing with their psyche, and their psyche is not as psyche is not as strong as ours, or their wisdom might not be where it's supposed to be at. Because again, they still learning, still developing. But what you're doing is developing the wrong type of knowledge and information in their head. And then now they're gonna end up passing it to the people behind them, confusing them. This is what I'm saying. It seems like it's nothing but a world of confusion on all levels. And again, it does begin with a watchful eye everywhere. See, I can say this: I'm all for different talks on any level. Not a hard person to really have a conversation with, especially if it's a logical one. Not that hard to do. We got to start bringing back the critical thinking aspect again. I watched the video when the lady walked straight in her son's class and ripped down the gay flag that was up there. Part of my language. Ripped that rainbow flag right down. And in some instances, some people got upset. Some people definitely did get offended. But I feel, again, as a parent, she had all rights to do so. You are supposed to be teaching the right stuff and not the wrong stuff, or not whatever you think is supposed to be pushed. And I feel it when she said, I'm trying to raise a young man. I'm not trying to raise nothing else. I respect that. A lot of y'all need to start getting on that battlefield because they are trying to push so many different agendas that's going to really mess with y'all. And again, some of y'all are not going to be able to sit home and homeschool your kids. It's going to be impossible. And it's crazy because, again, everybody has different experiences, childhoods, so on and so forth. But a lot of it wasn't really confusing on that level. We was confused about how the world works. We was confused about certain situations, but we wasn't confused about that aspect of things because we wasn't focusing on that. And when we was focusing on that, we already kind of knew what the hell we was going for. Not trying to be funny. Some people had their experiences early, some don't. But even still, it doesn't matter. It's a choice on what you gonna do. You gonna rock the boat and do something else, then that's on you. But still, be living in your truth. And I don't feel that's truth. You should be pushing the people that it's okay for you, even if you want to be at that present stage. Not, it's not cool. 'Cause again, you are poisoning the mind of a kid. If a kid is not old enough to really make their own decisions in life to a degree, why would you try to make a decision for them? Tanya, what's going on, baby? You know what's crazy though? It's not just him, bro. It's a few people that spoke on a few things that we seen in front of us day in and day out. And we didn't know it because some of this was in the 70s, late 70s, early 80s. There were a lot of celebrities that are still here or have passed on that have spoken about something as far as changing this world. Bro, even down to comedy. Now you can't say as much as you want to say because you got to risk going through problems. Which again, that's crazy. You in a quote unquote, yeah, you in a country where it's supposed to be freedom of whatever, right? And even as free as you trying to say what you want to say, you can't. See, I was about to go left again. That's why I keep this copyright up. I know myself already. See, because I know the restrictions on here, and yeah. Like I said, everything even down to comedy, bro. There was certain jokes even as of recently that had made headlines where some people got offended, but there was actual truth to that. But again, let's think about that. Right now, in comedy, you could be the funniest person right now. You could be raw and uncut. I'm gonna take this back from the old school perspective, right? For those who remember Def Comedy Jam, a lot of them was raw and uncut. A lot of them was raw and uncut, and they was free to say whatever because again, they knew it was comedy. We already go through enough in the world. We need some laughter. So yeah, even if it's poking fun, even at ourselves, we do so. Pixie, what's going on, baby? But it's crazy. Can't say what you want to say right now because everything is so sensitive and cancel cultured and And again, even when you ain't coming from a spot of evil or a spot of hate anyway, you still gotta worry about that type of situation happening, which is crazy. Now just looking at it from a standpoint again, why pushing on these kids? Why confuse them even more when there's already enough confusion in the world? Some of them are wondering why they can't even play or be amongst certain people without it being some sort of issue, some sort of fight, whatever. Like, come on, man. Let's keep it a buck right now. Let's keep it a buck though, for real. See, then when you try to have these type of hard hitting conversations, sometimes it's not enough sparking to it. And the only reason why it's not enough spark because again, there's only so much you can say or do before you have to reap some sort of repercussion for it. Which again, I feel that's crazy because if it is supposed to be freedom of speech, choice, all that other crap, why we can't say what we want to say, especially when we know it ain't coming from a hateful spot. I've seen some people who was doing some good work on here one way or another, and channels got clipped just because they voiced their opinion on something. Which again, how much freedom could somebody possibly have? You got to get to that notion of again just doing what's right. A lot of things we see it ain't right. We know that. It ain't right to be sitting here lying to these kids, even to the point of trying to push it into the school. You know what I'm saying? We gotta get back to that notion again of putting the right things. And again, I don't blame that lady for going in her son's class and ripping down that flag. I don't blame her because again, she had all strong rights to feel that way. The kids are supposed to be learning something outside of what they're supposed to be learning. Not that though. They are supposed to be learning real education and information. And see, some of this is not information. Some of this, again, is nothing but choice. No doubt, Riaz, you were supposed to been go to sleep, son. It's past your curfew, son. Matter of fact, here, Riaz, while you going to bed, take one of these real quick. I need you to take one of these. Take one of these for the team, son. Bed. No, oh shoot! Shout out to the plug. Nah, it's all love over here. Y'all know that. No, and again, you're gonna have hard hitting conversation. Some people might want to be part of it, some don't. But again, I'm all for talks. It's needed. Again, we gotta get down to why so much is happening in front of our eyes and we not even still realizing to jump up and do something. It is about that time to do so. I'm not gonna lie though, that shouldn't be pushed on any kid. I don't care what's going on. Well, my fault. It's starting to rain again. Damn. I ain't gonna never get back outside, y'all. My bad. But again, what's more important? Being truthful to the youth or lying to the youth? That should be a question that everybody asks themselves every day. Am I going to lie to these kids on certain situations, or am I going to tell them the truth? And if I tell them the truth, I got to be able to break it down in a way they understand, so they don't take it another way. It's just me. Everybody else move different. Oh, I'll snap. What you picking up for dinner tonight, Tony? You know I'm being nosy tonight. I'm being nosy. You know, but this is what I'm saying though. We came up in the era where they wasn't trying to lie or push anything to us. Why is it being pushed now? Yeah, Breeze, I don't know. It's starting back to rain. It ain't pouring down yet, but it's starting back to rain again. But at least the fur ball got outside the day before anything. I don't know. I didn't feel bad at all because again, she had rights to. I think anybody would have did that. If I'm coming to see what's going on with my kids, and I see certain things that's pinned up or posted up in the classroom that I feel is just not right. Again, you are kind of like throwing a fake psychology out there to them. They coming into class, they seeing that hanging up. Like, come on now. Usually, you have your American flag, right? He was already kind of psychologically messing people up with that. But now you trying to switch the whole dynamic up. It makes no sense. And I don't blame her because again, if she said that's what she's trying to raise a young man, that's what it is. Even if the father would have been there, it probably would have been the same thing. I'm trying to raise a man, not a, and it's not even trying to be funny. I'm not trying to confuse my kid. And you're not going to confuse my kid. You're supposed to teach him the right things and not teach him things that you think need to be pushed. And I'm going to keep repeating that because it needs to be setting in on all levels. No doubt, Pixie baby. No, but this is what the problem is now. Again, just pushing the wrong things. Again, better opportunities and everything else. You have to have a clear mind. And it's not to be funny. Live your life when you feel you want to live your life, which is when you're an adult. Shouldn't be no kids making adult decisions before their time. Definitely shouldn't be no kids being lied to before their time. It's one thing to shield them from certain things, but when you are embracing it on them, that's a problem. But something else I was supposed to bring up too again. But again, ah snap, somebody eating some good old Mexican food. Taco burritos, taco burritos. But nonetheless, though, why are you self sabotaging your kids with stuff you don't need to? And again, if you're going to be knowledgeable and bring something to them, make sure they understand what's going on. Appreciate you, Sirius, for dropping those links, baby.
But that's the only thing that really saddens me, though. Again, like at some point, people are gonna have to ally up because again, what are we really setting? What are we setting for the future if we allowing certain things to keep happening? Next, we gonna tell the kids they can fly off of a roof and they can actually fly? No. Next, you gonna tell them we got powers, we can read minds, we can do this, we can do it now. Or maybe you gonna tell them they can shoot laser beams from their eyes. You gonna tell them they can live underwater? I'm saying, like, where does the madness stop? And for some people, they'll never know the real answer. I don't know. I just found that weird again. You know, you trying to. I'm going back to the first one. You trying to go back and forth with a teacher for calling you what she's supposed to call you and not acknowledging that. No, she's not going to change anything. She's not supposed to. Again, that entitlement. No, that don't work all the time. It's not the way the world works. Now, again, I say this from the standpoint because let's speed up the process, right? Let's just say, prime example, that same person decides they want to get a job in life or decides they want to do whatever in life, right? What you think most of those people in that corporate world or that business world, what you think most of them are going to refer to you as? Most of them are going to refer to you by your title, not anything else. Your title. Sorry, I'm keeping it a buck with you right now. If your name was James, prime example, and it went to Jenny, guess what you think they're gonna call you? Most of them gonna call you James, regardless to what. The rest of them, if they call you by the other names, it's only because they going by protocol. You know that already. However you decide to live your life, again, it should be choices. Those choices should not poison the minds. Just keeping it real with you. They shouldn't hinder the growth of people. They shouldn't keep confusing the people. It's crazy. Yeah, my bad. Yeah, I didn't even realize my cousin tried to call me twice. My bad, y'all. I'm multitasking as usual. Nonetheless, again, shouldn't corrupt or poison anybody. If anything, you're supposed to be again trying to push your kids or push the kids to the right type of enjoyments in life, successes in life. And again, shouldn't come at the cost of confusion or even destruction. Again, there's some of y'all who are raising your kids to just be nothing but full blown savages. I'm sorry to say it that way. And this is not coming from a place of hate again. This is coming from a place of logic. And I'm gonna say this to my young brothers out there. Yeah. And I mean the young brothers, the young adults, all y'all. There's some of y'all who take certain things well out of proportion. You don't think before you do. And sometimes that could be your life. I seen something where they was stopping a dude from stealing out of a supermarket. Had him pinned down, trying to get the right type of authorities there. You decide to spit on the dude. Now that dude commenced to wailing on you and knocked you the hell out. First things first, nobody should be spitting on nobody. Now there's some people who do that because we know they are mentally insane or mentally disturbed. But as far as everybody else that got some sort of common knowledge, you should know better. Because that's the ultimate form of disrespect. You spitting on somebody. That ain't cool. And you setting yourself up for a lineup because again, we don't know what the hell you got. And we ain't trying to catch whatever it is you might have if you do got it. I think that's the worst thing again. Stop trying to spit on people. And in certain instances, guess what? That is an assault charge regardless. So why are you setting yourself up for failure? That old saying still goes again. If you ain't prepared to do the time, don't do that crime. And don't think you're gonna always get away with it either. You're just not. Sometimes you're gonna have powers that intervene. Yeah, my bad. It started back raining somewhat hard again. I'm gonna be getting out tonight, but it is what it is. Nonetheless, I do feel the potential to change things can happen. But people are gonna have to stand up, band up, and really fight the system. And if not just the system, fight the people who are actually, going with these agendas that they shouldn't be going with. They gotta be held accountable. If you want to tell me, prime example, it's cool for a parent to turn their child into a trans before they time, before they even fully develop anything in life. Sorry to say it, that ain't right. That ain't cool. For most people, it ain't gonna be cool at all. Because again, what choice are you giving up? What if it's something they don't want to do and you still pushing it on them? There are some stories coming out with people who said it themselves. A lot of it is not even just what was going on in school, but what was going on in the home, pushing that on them. It's not right. Again, in order to, I think this is where some of the aggression, sorry, this is where some of the aggression comes from with some of them young folks now. especially those who are already be trying to become trans kids. I'm sorry. It's where a lot of the aggression is coming from. It's confusion. It's confusion, emotion, and everything else building up. It's time to look at that too from a deep standing. Be free in your decisions, but make sure you're the right decision. And if they don't fit you right, then gotta move away from it. It's really about it. I'm sorry, but this is something that needs to stop for it. Stop lying to the youth again. I'm still an advocate on that. Stop lying to the youth, man. Show them better so they can prepare themselves better. And again, no matter how they decide to move in life, when they are an adult and they able to make those decisions, then it is what it is. But until then, they are supposed to be living and experiencing life. Again, you're already experiencing enough hate, prejudice, too much. Racism to a degree, shoots a whole lot. And even to a point of religion is being thrown at them to where it's like you're confusing them even on that. And it's not even about believing in the religion. It's about believing that there is a higher power pulling the strings regardless of how you may look at it. There are certain things that I've always felt regardless of what, and I'm speaking from a spiritual standpoint. Not going to be able to live with those. Those type of decisions that you make will actually torment your soul, especially if you wasn't prepared for the outcome. Some of y'all not. Because again, if you're getting pushed well before your time, what does that say? You know, but again, you just got to come to that notion. You keep getting pushed and keep getting pushed the wrong information as a child, and then even into teenage years, when you become an adult, you're going to believe that that's how things are supposed to move. You're basically giving them a sense of, false hope. Again, you got them making a decision that they ain't really prepared to make. You're making it for them. So in the long run, essentially, that's psychological abuse. That is child abuse because again, a child should be a child until they are an adult. When they're an adult, they decide to make whatever decisions they want to make. That's just my view and opinion on it. I know people gonna have different views and opinions on different things, but this right here is just me being logical for real. You're already pushing the wrong type of cycle on them. If it wasn't pushed back then, why should it be pushed now? Let things be the way it was. Let nature take its course the way it's supposed to. Let everything be natural and free like it once was. I'm sorry, but in these opinions that I'm bringing tonight, these are just opinions. Some of it is actually facts. You know we shouldn't be pushing the wrong info on the kids, and you know that. Everything else is just opinion. Just a logical opinion of what is more important. Again, lying to the kids or telling them the truth. Word, what's going on, my guy? You already know if y'all just tuned in at the like button. And if y'all new to the channel, like, share, comment, and subscribe. But that should be the most important thing to remember. You are supposed to tell them the truth no matter what. And if you're lying to them, pushing confusion on them, what does that say? It is time to really like strike fear into those who are trying to mislead and misuse and even abuse those who are coming behind us. It is about that time. When you're not combating certain situations, you are essentially saying that you're just giving up to the matrix. And I'm sorry, there's just certain things that shouldn't be pushed in schools, certain things that shouldn't be pushed at home neither. But that's just my view and opinion. The main thing to remember is not try to mess up the psyche of these young ones, because again, they are going to be leading the future one way or another. And we've had countless people who have said things, even old interviews we might have come across. Things that we see even to today's prevalent time was already foreseen, and that's crazy. Some of us seen it, didn't realize it until we got older. And now that we got older and realize what it is, we could be trying to push back a lot of that stuff now. And again, it is a choice. And some people should be making the right choice. So it's my view and opinion on it. Shout out to that ice cold Powerade. Actually hit the spot. Definitely appreciate you for dropping those links, serious. And again, we just gotta understand that there's just some things we know we shouldn't push. Pushing boundaries and borders just for what? Again, you tell us we free to speak, but then when we speak, we gotta take backlash. And again, we know it's necessary because some people are always gonna give backlash. They don't care about the topics of today because they don't care about anything other outside of themselves and just that themselves. I always believe that when you attack the mind of somebody that's probably going through something, you start something that you really ain't supposed to start. Start planting the wrong seed in their head. And again, when you even go towards the kids now, that's a problem. And I feel most people with a common heart and a common logic should understand that. It is time to give back a balance. I mean the actual balance where we was at before. Let things be natural. Stop trying to poison everything that's always been good and fruitful to us. Stop trying to steal away the freedoms that you claim that these people have served their country for. If you claiming that we are supposed to have freedom and all sorts of rights, right? Why is it not right to really bring something to the forefront and people not get offended? Especially when we know it's, again, not coming from a place of hate. And again, just got to see the golden picture at the end of the day. That golden picture of hope is still there, and I believe that. Some people it ain't no hope for. We know that. They already too again far in the belly. For the ones that's still at the top, gotta fight. And again, you gotta push what's right, man. I ain't never feel as strong about a message today, but let me stop lying. I feel strong about all my messages. But I feel stronger today about this message than anything. I don't care if it sounds like it was repeated. It is something that should resonate in the people's heads. Let these kids be kids until they get getting into adulthood. When they get into adulthood, they can make whatever choices they're gonna make for life. Stop trying to torture and mutilate these kids. And you're doing it legally because you want them to be a part of this agenda. And for those parents who are standing on strong principles and everything else along that line, hey, keep doing what you're doing. Because again, you are bringing fight and you bringing awareness to the people that need it. And at some point, the people will wake up and the numbers will start coming together. Because again, what else are you going to plan on trying to teach them and unravel? Again, if you got good parents who are doing the right things, they're going to always break down whatever. But there's some who are still lost in confusion. The ones that are lost in confusion, come on now. Oh, somebody was in here? Oh, I'm glad you brought that to attention. Hey, Ron, take this. Next, um, like I said, at what point do we have these talks and really get down to the bottom of why y'all keep trying to put the poison on the kids? See the sad part about it all, though, y'all. And again, those who always catch these replays see what I be talking about. It will be people like them that are pushing that agenda, but they don't care. This is the pushback you get. Well, I keep pushing back even harder. And again, I commend all those parents who are doing the right things to keep their kids in balance and not trying to poison and spew their minds with rhetoric. Y'all are pushing and y'all doing what you need to do. And you setting examples in the best ways. Keep the natural balance in order. But nonetheless, though, again, you believe in your freedoms. Yeah, remember, sometimes your freedoms they getting taken little by little. At some point, when do you rise up and say enough is enough? The numbers are important for that point. See, again, I feel good about having these talks because at some point, it doesn't matter who brings the content. When you have these type of awarenesses going on, again, this is what's going to happen. You know what I'm saying? We got to come to that conclusion. There are some things you never are supposed to lie about. That would be like you lying and telling them that it's okay to go rob and steal from old people or go pistol whip people or do things along the line. It's not the way things are supposed to go. But we know in some instances, hey, once you're already deep in the belly, that's it. There ain't no coming back from that. But for those who ain't deep in, I'm even speaking to your parents. Those that ain't deep in, especially trying to push that, let your kids be who they are. Let them again wait till they are old enough. Can't say it more clear tonight, man. I'm tired of seeing those type of video clips or just coming across things like that. Because again, like, gotta come to balance right now. Live in your truth. Again, that's what you're supposed to do. Live in your truth. And some people can't do that because truth of the matter is they don't care to make change. Some don't want to be a part of nothing outside of drama, outside of chaos, outside of confusion. And that's just what they are going to do. Those will be the oppositions you face. Up, started pouring down again. That I definitely ain't going outside now. But those are the things being pushed right now. That's how they keep us divided. And again, it ain't really much that divides us. This right here, to a degree, is dividing a lot of us because we got too many people pandering to feelings and emotions. Again, be who you want to be when you're an adult, not while you're a kid. You ain't supposed to make no decisions, and no decisions ain't supposed to be made on you that's going to hurt you. The link is in there in case anybody want to chime in on the convo tonight. Just wanted to chime in with y'all for a little while. I know I ain't give y'all the morning safe, couldn't really do much of nothing. And what I did do, your boy almost got soaking wet, but nonetheless, things had to get done. Um, Definitely gonna be bringing some more hard hitting stuff because it's needed. And I am going to give reactions at some point to certain things, but don't necessarily have to put a video clip up to do so. And some things I'm always gonna have a reaction on because again, y'all hear it. I'm out and about most of the time. Even when I'm not out and about, it's active out here. Not just out here. Anywhere I go, it's active. So again, in the New York minute, anything can pop off. And we need to start having these talks because again, at some point, there are going to be people who are afraid to raise their voice that will start raising their voice. And then we get those numbers again. And even if we still slightly outnumbered, we got enough again that's going to hold it down. But nonetheless, just want to have this little brief convo with y'all. And again, for the members of the eulogy family, pray for me because I'm telling you, this week been a rough one. Been trying to do something for y'all. This weather ain't really been holding up. So, no, this is just a great talk, and I'm gonna slowly start getting the list ready. We all gonna tune out tonight, so y'all already know. People and bring something regardless. And again, I hope this message does get out. I hope some people realize again that we do have something to fight right now. And we're gonna have to continuously fight because if not, we done for. I can't say it clear. Again, there should be no lies or misconstrued information or any agendas pushed on anybody well before the age of 21. So I'm gonna stand on that one. So I'm firm in what I believe in. But nonetheless, let me start getting myself ready. I'll definitely see y'all in another 40 minutes or so. Um, Definitely gonna bring something tomorrow. And yeah, we'll have another discussion about this. I don't feel it's over. So until we push those right views as far as the views and the right knowledge and opinions from the people who really need it and for the people who are speaking it, we're gonna keep doing what we do. No backing down now. It's either all or nothing. So I'll definitely see y'all in a little while. Let me get myself up out of here. Oh wait, before y'all go up out of here, I forgot. I was supposed to give y'all the loops. So let me give y'all the loops. We go one by one. Yeah, but we definitely gonna rock out. Like I said, we'll definitely be back at 8. And get your dance shoes ready, get your drinks ready. Won't be in there until they kick us out the club. So that's how we do it. But again, hopefully everybody had a blessed and productive Friday. Hopefully y'all gonna have a good week. Like I said, be back with them tuned ins. And tomorrow you definitely get that morning safe and we gonna proceed during the day. So definitely appreciate everybody that tuned in. Y'all was new to the channel, like, share, comment, and subscribe. Shout out to the replay gang. Shout out to the Shadow Mafia and the Shadow Babies. Y'all know what it is, baby. For everybody that was in attendance tonight, y'all already know that love is love and it'll be reciprocated as such. I don't know how to be fake. All I can do is give you real. That's all I'm gonna do is give you real topics and real bills. Like I said, I'll be back at 8. Who knows? Tonight might get crazy. I might dig in. I forgot what song got us interrupted yesterday. I gotta look at that email. But I'm mad, y'all. That was the first time I played that song and they hate it. Let's hope we don't get hated on again tonight. Y'all stay safe. Keep that third eye open. Until the next live, we out of here. Peace and blessings.